Hi guys, and welcome back to the FPL Duo. We're back with another video, and this is the knee-jerk live reaction stream. Game week 1 has just ended. Sorry we're a tiny bit late. We just had to sort out some graphics, but we're back. And yeah, game week 2 is over. We have a lot to talk about. We are going to speak about how game week 1 went, and also quickly look ahead to game week 2. But yeah, Man City just finished about half an hour ago, so we should quickly get rushed to do this video. How are you, Jordan, anyway? Hope everything's well with you there.
Yeah, I'm all good, thank you. It's been a very good weekend for football. A lot of shocks, surprises and injuries. But yeah, it's been a great first game week 1.
Yeah, it has. We will come on to our teams, but yeah, excited now the football's back, getting back into the swing of it, watching games and everything. Do you enjoy your weekend?
Yeah, it's been a very nice, chilled out, warm weekend. Can't complain about the weather, especially in the United Kingdom at the moment. Whoever's living here right now knows how much sun we're having and no rain.
Yep, it's all good. Yeah, we will come on to the football. But yeah, let's bring up our teams. I'll bring up my team first. So yeah, I'll just show you guys on this website, Live FPL Net, which we do use. We're not sponsored, but it's a pretty good website, and I think you guys should use it. But we'll be back to our normal graphics next week. But yeah, as you can see, guys, I did get 77 points for this game week, which I am very happy about still as a game week 1. Haaland, it kind of did save me. So yeah, 77 points. My overall rank, obviously not as important in game week 1, but it is at 462,782. So I'll take that all day long. So just discuss how the game week went. Really, obviously Ramsdale, I've got him in goal. I did watch that Palace game against Arsenal, and I was quite, I didn't think Ramsdale would get a clean sheet. If I'm being honest, I felt fortunate after the game ended. I was quite relieved to see Ramsdale get the clean sheet, because there was points in that game, especially in the second half, where I thought Ramsdale might concede, and even before Arsenal played, this wasn't a game I had Arsenal down to keep a clean sheet. So I'm very happy with that, and Ramsdale owners will rejoice and will take that all day. So yeah, 6 points from Ramsdale, which is very good. Moving on to my back 5, I had Robertson and Trent. I had the double up of Liverpool. As you guys know, Liverpool did end up drawing 2-2 to Fulham, which maybe was a bit of a surprise, which we didn't see coming. Liverpool did concede 2, so Robertson and Trent both had very poor games, and yeah, only 1 point each for Robertson, both blanked, and they weren't great, if I'm being honest. Fulham very much deserved the draw. On another day, they could have easily took all 3 points. So Liverpool, I think, quite fortunate that they did get the draw. But Robertson and Trent, they're in my team, and I think they'll bounce back. But yeah, 1 point, not great there. And then moving on, I had Cancelo and Diaz also, who just finished playing today. Diaz did get 6 points. Cancelo got 7 points, so he did pick up 2 bonus points. He did get a yellow card as well, so it would have been 8 points. So it's a bit annoying. But all in all, I'm very happy with City. There's 2 defenders I've got in there. Clean sheet against West Ham today, which is I did expect them to keep a clean sheet against West Ham. But yeah, very happy with Cancelo and Diaz. I think they're going to be in my team for at least another week or so. And then James also is in my team, as you see, 7 points. He also picked up some bonus points. And then yeah, Chelsea also got a 1-0 win against Everton yesterday. A bit of a nervy win, cagey win. 1-0 will take that. James with a clean sheet. And yeah, all in all, my back 5, pretty good clean sheets all round, except Liverpool. Now, who would have seen that coming? Liverpool ruining our clean sheet for would have been a full house pretty much. But yeah, we'll come on to that. We'll talk about Liverpool, but yeah, I'm a bit annoyed. Are you surprised, Jordan, with the Liverpool game? Not keeping a clean sheet. It would have been a full house pretty much for both of us, I think.
Yeah, that was shocking. That was, especially against Fulham as well. I never saw that coming. Especially Mitrovic scoring 2 goals against Liverpool. As we all know, he did struggle last season when Fulham were in the Premier League last. So they did give Liverpool a really hard time in that game. but at the same time, Liverpool could have done better.
Yeah, it was one of those games where Liverpool just didn't look on it. So, but another week left. We'll just have to move on, I guess, and then hopefully Trent and Robertson will pick up points, and I'm sure they will throughout the season. Let's move on to the midfield. So I've gone with the three midfield of Salah, Martinelli, and Bailey. If anyone did watch the game, Salah was very quiet during that game. He didn't have a great game, but with Salah, and which I've always said in many of our streams, if you guys are an old listener of ours, back against Salah at your own peril, because even when Salah didn't play well, I think he only had a shot on target. He still ends up with 24 points as a captain for me. He gets the goal, he gets the assist, and that's just Salah for you. Even if he doesn't have a good game or Liverpool don't have a good game, Salah is still likely to punish you guys if you don't back against him. And that's why I was so afraid of not having Salah in my game week 1 team. And I thought the chat of not having him in my team was a bit wild. So Salah's in for me definitely, and 24 points. Considering how he played, I'll take that all day long as my captain pick. Martinelli was also got a goal. He did score the first Premier League goal of the season with a header against Palace. Very happy to see that pick pay off. I was going to go Saka, but I ended up landing on Martinelli, and I'm very happy with the 8 points he picked up for me. And just happy to see that paid off. Leon Bailey only got the blank 2 points. I'm not really that surprised with this one, to be honest. I didn't think Bailey would get me much, but yeah, surprised to see Aston Villa. They lost, didn't they?
Yeah, they lost 2-0.
Yeah, that's very, very surprising. I didn't expect that. Obviously, Bailey is one I'll be watching in a couple of weeks. Probably have to take him out, maybe. But obviously, the whole point of this knee-jerk reaction stream is to get our thoughts ahead of Game Week 2. But yeah, not impressed with Villa, if I'm being honest. But yeah, 2 points, 5 million. Leon Bailey, what do you expect, I guess? And yeah, just a blank. I think he's the only, him and the Liverpool guys in defense are the only one that blanked pretty much. Jesus, I forgot about him. Jay, we'll have to chat about Jesus, Jordan. What did you make of his performance?
His performance wasn't bad at all in the game, but he just wasn't involved in terms of the goals that were coming through for Arsenal. He sort of felt a little bit left out in the game and not really involved as much as the midfielders were, like Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli. I just think he didn't get involved in that sort of attacking sense of Arsenal, but was involved in the build-up to it. It was a bit unfortunate for Jesus, but yeah, I still think he will get more from other matches that Arsenal have, because obviously they still have easy fixtures coming up, and I think Jesus has just been unlucky with that.
I'd agree. I think on another day, Jesus could have easily had 2 assists, even a goal. Really, I thought he played really well. Obviously, in FPL, that doesn't really mean much because he didn't get a goal or an assist. But I thought on the eye, he looked very good. Looks very sharp. I think he tired towards the end, but yeah, he's still in my team. I'm holding him. I think there's no need to react. And I think he played well. So I definitely hold him up. But I've seen the crazy amount of transfers that he's already had, taking him out of the team. But for me, he's still in for at least another week. But we will come on to potential transfers in the second part of this video. But yeah, the main man up top, Haaland. Did anyone really back against Haaland? I know certain Kane owners probably feel very annoyed right now if you went Kane over Haaland, but we'll have to speak about Haaland because 2 goals, he wins the penalty in the first half, puts it away very nicely in the bottom hand corner. Second goal, very textbook Haaland, beats the offside trap, 1-on-1 with the goalie, and he slots it with his left foot into the bottom corner. Brilliant goal. And yeah, it looks like Haaland's going to score a bunch of goals, and I think we've got to get used to it. What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's just the beginning of what will be Haaland mania, I think, for this season. It is so easy for Haaland to score, especially with the team he has around him. There's no other better team you could probably have in the Premier League, like Man City. They made it look pretty easy in that game, under control. You could say it was pretty much boring that it was that so under controlled that West Ham couldn't really do anything against Man City. And Haaland himself, like his sprint, his pace is unreal in that game. He zips around like a Usain Bolt at times there. He just darts in through past defenders like the Flash. So yeah, there's a lot more to come from Haaland, and that's just the beginning, I think, from that match.
We've got a lot of comments coming in. We've got Never Give Up FPL. We've got Brian. He says Haaland, 73 points with Haaland. So obviously a lot of Haaland chat. Never Give Up FPL says Haaland and Cancelo saved him. FPL Penguins also here. He says Super Haaland. Kane owners mudded. Barnsley says he's doing Kane to Haaland. So a lot of people, will people have the nerve to hold on to Harry Kane, or will they switch with Haaland having Bournemouth next? It's going to be a very interesting one. But yeah, guys, if you've just joined the stream, don't forget to drop a like on the video and also subscribe if you're new. We're very close to 400 subscribers. So if you can subscribe and also like, it will very much help our channel. And we really appreciate all your support. So guys, please drop a like and also subscribe if you're new. Yeah, Jordan. So back onto Haaland. Obviously, 13 points. He did pick up the bonus points as well. As Haaland owners, we're very happy, aren't we? Like, we were pretty certain, both of us, Haaland over Kane, and then I think it paid off.
Yeah, there was no doubt I was ever switching Haaland out for Kane. Like, as soon as I made that choice, the very first time he went into my draft, I never changed it. I stuck with that choice because I felt like if I changed that to Kane, I was going to regret it. And here we go. I would have regretted it because Kane blanked and Haaland got 2 goals and bonus 3 points.
Yeah, we've got to speak about Spurs a bit later, but yeah, it was surprising to see when Kane didn't score. When he got 4 goals, but he wasn't involved, which was surprising. You know, that was a game that probably us non-Kane owners were looking at behind the sofa or something, hiding in case he did score. But luckily for us, you know, he went our way this one, and yeah, we move on to next week. But yeah, guys, all in all, 77 points for me. I'm pretty happy with that score. I think, you know, if you gave me that at the start of the game week, I would have bit your hand off for 77 points. So, yeah, 462k as well. Obviously, early days, but it is what it is. Pretty happy. Captain paid off. Haaland over Kane also paid off. Martinelli done well. Big at the back looks pretty strong. I know Liverpool didn't perform, but I'm still happy with, you know, the big at the back formation that I've gone. And yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think of the team. And let me know also how many points you guys got in the stream. So drop a comment if you can, and yeah, I'm interested to see how you guys did. Let us know your scores. But yeah, Jordan, we will come on to your team next, I think.
Yeah. Just one more thing. I guess it doesn't matter if Trent doesn't get a clean sheet or a return because obviously a lot of people own Trent like Salah, so it kind of still works out.
It's one of those we're so highly owned. When he does get a return, it doesn't make much of a difference because he's so popular. But yeah, do you want to bring your team up next, Jordan?
Yeah, I can bring my team up now. Let me just.
But yeah, I'm just going to read out some more comments. Never Give Up FPL says like and subscribe, everyone watching. Yeah, guys, if you could please drop a like on the stream, that would be very much appreciated. As always, we appreciate your support massively. Yeah, if you could just zoom in a bit more.
Zoom in because it's a bit small.
Maybe one more. Like one more zoom in. And then, yeah, your bench. Yeah, like that. That's fine. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Perfect.
So yeah, here is my team. So we start off with Mendy in the goal, who got the 7-pointer. It was a bit nervy at times in that Chelsea game, whether Chelsea were going to concede or not, because the defense was a little bit shaky, and at times a lot of misplaced passes between Koulibaly, Chilwell, and James. But miraculously, Chelsea kept the clean sheet, and Mendy got the 7-pointer for it. So that was a good start off with the match on Friday against Everton. They did put up a good fight, but it wasn't to be for Everton, as they have lacked a lot of things. They also got an injury in that game from, I think, Godfrey. He had a sliding tackle and it sort of backfired on him and he had to come off of on the stretcher. Hopefully he's fine and it's not too serious for him. But Yeah, it was a good result for Chelsea, getting 2 goals against Everton to start off their season well. And yeah, that was a nice 7 points for Mendy there. So if we move on to the defence, obviously we talk about Trent and Liverpool not doing the best they could in that game, and Trent getting 1 point as they conceded 2 goals, Liverpool, so he would have had 2 points, but that -1 was taken off from conceding 2 goals. And then we have Cancelo, who we've also spoken about, got a 7-pointer. And yeah, those two have already been explained. So we move on to Trippier.
Talk about Zinchenko actually as well, because there's a big one.
Yeah, just before Zinchenko, Trippier got the 7-pointer. Newcastle had a very comfortable game against Nottingham Forest. I'm surprised that game that it was only, was it 2-0 that they
I think
won?
it was 2-0.
Yeah, it could have been much more than that, if I'm honest. 2-0 seemed a bit low for the way Newcastle were playing. They were overwhelming Nottingham Forest everywhere on the pitch, not giving them any possession or any ball possession in their half, in Newcastle's half. But yeah, it was a good clean sheet from Trippier. And then this is I'll say probably the best one that I've got in my team, which is Zinchenko, who wasn't really owned much. I think his ownership at the time was about just over 10%. Not many people had Zinchenko, and it did pay off. He got the bonus 3 points and an assist and the clean sheet. So that was a really good return, double haul return back for me, and that really helped out in defence just to top it off. I have seen that Zinchenko's ownership has rocketed since then. It's like I think over 200,000 people transferred him in after that game. Yeah, he's I think it is 200,000 transfers, but yeah, he is a popular transfer in for going into game week 2 after that performance that Arsenal have had.
Yeah, so I think he's rising in price tonight, if I believe that, if that's correct. Yeah, I think he is rising. So yeah, Zinchenko's done very well.
Yeah, he's a very popular defender to have in your team. But yeah, that covers the back four. I mean, it's not been terrible at all. It's surprisingly Liverpool was the letdown, which I thought would be the least letdown defender in the team. But there you go. You never know what happens in football. So we move on to the midfield. We spoke about Bailey, so we won't go too much into that. He got 2 points. I will talk about Mahrez though, because this one is really annoying. Because obviously, when I saw the lineup earlier on for Man City, it was Foden and then Grealish and no Mahrez. And I was thinking, really? I thought, no Mahrez starting, that was a disappointment. But what was more disappointing was Man City got the penalty. So if Mahrez did play in that game, he potentially could have taken that penalty and got me a return from him, but unfortunately not. And he came on in like the 88th minute and only got 1 pointer. So that was a bit of a letdown, I guess. But that's the risk you take with going for a Man City midfielder.
It could have paid off. I don't think Mahrez was a bad pick because obviously it looked like he was going to start, if I'm being honest. Like, he played in the Community Shield. But, it was one of those, if it paid off, if he was on the pitch, then maybe he could have got a goal or two. But, yeah, like you said, it's probably the risk you take with players like Mahrez. And, it could be Foden the next week.
Yeah, that's it. It's the rotation. We all know the Pep rotation is annoying. And then, obviously, Luis Diaz, he got 2 points. He did have a few chances. I think he scored, but it was offside and it was ruled out. So I think Luis Diaz was really unlucky in that game. I mean, he had a lot of chances to score, but it wasn't to be for him. But despite that, it's fine because Liverpool, they'll bounce back next match and we'll see more returns from Luis Diaz. There's no doubt with that. And then obviously we move on to the captaincy pick, who we all mostly went for, and that was Salah with the goal and the assist and the bonus 3 and obviously the captaincy, which is doubled the points. So he got 24. It was the right captaincy option. I mean, I could have gone for Haaland with the extra 2 points, but that will do for me, I think. And that was the right choice to go for. And then obviously the front two, Jesus and Haaland, we've spoken about them. Jesus being unlucky, but that's not to worry. I expect more returns from him later on in games. And then obviously Haaland, who's got Bournemouth next. So plenty more to come from Haaland, I think, from that game, and potentially my captaincy pick. Who knows?
Yeah.
And then just to top off on the bench, my goalkeeper didn't play. Williams didn't play. Andreas played and got the 2 points. And then this was a shocking one because this is the Brentford play I went for just to cover a 4.5 million forward. And he came on for 6 minutes in the Brentford game against Leicester, and he got an assist.
Yeah, it's
Which was
not bad.
totally
It's pretty
yeah,
good.
it's pretty good, but it didn't matter much though. But he
Yeah.
got 4 points anyway on the bench, and that leaves me with a total of 78 points and a 383k rank overall.
So yeah, you've obviously you got the point more than me, but it's about 100k rank difference. So there you go, guys. At the end, obviously at the beginning, the ranks aren't as important, but all in all, very similar scores pretty much for us. Obviously, Jordan beating me out by 1 point at the moment. And talking about leagues, if you haven't already, do join our mini league. The screen is on. Sorry, the screen. The code is on the screen right now. It's B54P68. Uh, Also in the link in description, and there's also an auto join link if you want to join the FPL Duo Mini League. It's still open for you guys, so do join that one if you can. And yeah, Jordan, what would you say about your game week all in all? Are you happy with your score, and what's your thoughts on your team, how we performed?
Yeah, I'm quite happy with how my team's performed, especially from Zinchenko. That was a really, I'll say, big return for me because that was probably my lowest owned player apart from Mahrez that returned. So that I was pretty happy with that.
Mm,
I mean, I did originally have Kulusevski, who did do better in the game against in Spurs this game, but I did change it to Mahrez. I mean, I am kind of annoyed at that, but I'm not disappointed. I chose Mahrez over Kulusevski. It's just one of those. You never know
mm.
who's going to return until obviously the match has been played and we've seen how well players have done. It's just been unlucky for Mahrez and lucky for or fortunate for Kulusevski. But we move on from that. And besides that, I'm happy with the rest of my team. Bailey was an expected blank, so there's not much we can do about that. Obviously, Trent and Jesus, one was unfortunate, the other one could have done better. But we all know that Liverpool at the start of seasons in their first game week never really keep a clean sheet. So that
Mm.
was kind of expected. But I was hoping for a return at least from Trent. But besides that, it's all good.
Okay, so there you go, Jordan with the 78 points. And yeah, let's obviously switch it back to my team. And yeah, 77 for me, obviously. And yeah, just read a few more comments out that I've missed. Alex, welcome to the channel. He says, "Hello, lads. Just 58 points for me. Absolute mare, but onwards and upwards." He also said, "I'm an unfortunate Kane owner, but I've already went for Haaland for next week." See, I've seen a lot of also on Twitter, people are now going to switch from Kane to Haaland, basically booking in a transfer. Obviously that hasn't paid off then, but it looks like you know, the Kane owners, they don't really want to wait out and see how it goes because Kane does have Chelsea next week, which obviously could be a tough game. So yeah, it is what it is, guys. There's also a lot more game weeks to pick up points, and it's just one of those variants. And the next week it could go your way and stuff. So I won't be too worried. It's still obviously game week one. There's a lot of points to be played. So yeah. Got a comment here from Fade Scatter says, "Who's top in the league?" Well, if he means the FPL Duo League, I'm not so sure. I'll have to
It
check.
is. I do have it up on the screen. It is David Hamill, who his team name is the Foreign Lothian. He's got
Okay.
76 points, and he did bench boost, so it was a decent bench boost, if I say.
Okay, so bench boost played already. So congrats to David Hamill, who is top as of now in our FPL mini league. But yeah, Jordan, we are gonna start discussing game week 2. Moving on to game week 2. So obviously we've got the scores out the way. 77 points for me, 78 for you. Points for you. We're both pretty happy, would say, regarding our points. I mean, yeah, and the ranks are okay as well. So let's read out some comments. Spaghetti and Bean says, "What would you say is a good rank off the bat?" Personally, I wouldn't worry too much about your rank in game week 1, especially because you have to understand, like, a lot of people are playing their bench boost, triple captain in the first week. So, we will have better chances to use it when we do use the chips because we would expect more points. So at the beginning, I wouldn't really worry too much about what our rank is, in my opinion, anyway. I don't look to worry that much. But yeah, maybe after like 7-8 weeks is when we start like really seeing how the season's going to shape up. But at the beginning, I think game week 1 is still way too early worrying about rank.
Yeah, I agree.
Also got a comment from FPL Feezy. The Liverpool defense were a disappointment. I have 65 points so far. Ward and Leicester couldn't keep a clean sheet. Yep, Liverpool obviously. Watching that game as a Liverpool fan, I was just fuming. What I was seeing is probably one of the worst Liverpool performances I've seen in a while. But hopefully, Trent and Robbo can pick it up for the next game. But yeah, also Leicester did end up conceding, I think 2 goals. It was 2-2 at the end. I think we did predict a draw, didn't we?
Yeah, I think for that game, think I said 2-2 for that game.
Yeah, I think one of us. I think it was you actually. That did predict that'll be a 2-2 or something like that. But yeah, we'll talk about game week 2 now. So let me bring up my squad for game week 2. Let me just share with you guys my screen. So let me stop that. And let me bring up my bus team for game week 2. So can you guys see that? Yep.
Yeah.
So this is how I'm lining up for game week 2 at the moment. So I've got Ramsdale against Leicester, which I'm pretty happy about. Playing him against Leicester should be fine. I've got the back 5 again. I've got Trent, Robertson, who play Palace. I've got Cancelo and Diaz, who have Bournemouth at home, which looks like a very good fixture for a potential clean sheet. James has Tottenham, which could be a bit tough, but I'm pretty happy to still play him in that game. I've got Salah, Martinelli, and Bailey. Decent fixtures for all of them. Obviously, Martinelli has Leicester. Salah would against Palace at home. So Salah could also be a captainable player in this game. Little Palace at Anfield, I'd still expect Salah to have a good game. Bailey has Everton, but Haaland has Bournemouth, which looks quite tempting as well, after especially what he did today, getting 2 goals against West Ham. Haaland also did get subbed off in about 78 minutes, so he looks fresh for the next game. I think we're going to see a lot of that. If Haaland, scores 2 or 3 goals and the game's over, you can see Pep taking him off and just saving him for the next game, because his minutes, might get managed like that, where he gets taken off if City are winning. But Jesus also has Leicester, so there's a long way captain options you could go. You could go Salah. If you like how Arsenal are doing, you could go for an Arsenal player like Jesus. But Haaland's going to be popular, isn't he? Would you say for captain game week 2?
Yeah, his captaincy pick is going to be really high, probably higher than Salah's will be potentially, because of the Man City fixture is at Etihad, and it's against a newly promoted team, Bournemouth. So that's 2 good reasons why he should be a high captaincy option. And from the game against West Ham, where Man City have a very difficult record against them, and they managed 2-0 today, with Haaland being behind 2 of the goals as well. It's a strong contender for Haaland to be captained a lot in game week 2.
Yeah, at the moment, I think I probably will side with Haaland for captain option for next week. But Salah, I wouldn't be surprised if Salah does get a goal or 2 against Palace, because obviously he has that ability to do that. But I do have a free transfer. Obviously, I've got 1 free transfer, and I also have 0.5 million in the bank, because I did leave 0.5 in the bank, just in case. So, but it looks like my team's pretty fine. I'm pretty happy going and playing this again without using a transfer and just rolling. at the moment, I think I am siding towards just rolling the transfer. What would you reckon, Jordan? Would you roll if you were me, or do you think there's something in my team that, and plus I got 0.5 in the bank? Is there something, a move you'd be making?
For the current moment, there isn't really any changes that I would be making with that team. As going into the next game week in number 2, a lot of the fixtures are really good. I mean, all of them are pretty much at home, playing at home ground. Like, we haven't seen any player that has been disastrous, and even if we had, it's not worth changing them in game week 2. It's worth just seeing how they do, how they progressed until later on, and then maybe transfers become more of an option in game week 3. Obviously, because we're rolling, we want to spend something on the transfer, but I'll probably say Bailey is the most likely one in the future that might need a change. Other than that, the rest of the team looks completely fine.
Yeah. I think it looks fine as well, to be honest. I'm pretty happy going into this, and probably captain Haaland if nothing changes, if there's no injuries. Haaland looks like against Bournemouth he could have a field day, if we're being honest, especially the way he performed today. He just looks like a threat every time he gets onto the ball. And yeah, I think he's probably going to be the most, his effective ownership is going to be high. And I can see with the transfers coming in for Haaland, you'll be brave also to back against him. So yeah, the team looks fine. Let us know what you guys think heading in towards game week 2. Are you guys going to make a transfer? Are you happy with your team? Is anyone thinking of an early wild card? I've seen a lot of people say they want a wild card, which, is a bit mad, but it could work as well. We've seen early wild cards before. I've seen a lot of shouts on Twitter for people wanting a game week 2 wild card. So, it is a bit mad, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Never give up FPL says Salah is a guaranteed captain. Haaland is the gamble. Sometimes gamble pays off. Well, Haaland, I don't know if it's a gamble against Bournemouth, if you mean for next week, because Bournemouth, it could be a very good fixture for City. I got Bazman in the chat who says 59 points predicted was 70, could be worse. He also says wildcards for us noobs game week 2. I don't think it's a bad thing if you feel like you need to wildcard, guys. Like, I don't believe there's a bad time to wildcard. If you think your team needs it, then I guess it's time to wildcard. But yeah, I mean, we do get unlimited transfers anyway because of the World Cup. We're going to get unlimited transfers around November, so there is a potential for an early wildcard. Like, I'm planning on wildcarding maybe game week 8, game week 9 if nothing goes wrong in the next few weeks. So I don't think there's a bad time to wildcard. You want to take some comments, Jordan, as well?
Yeah, we have a comment from Brian. It says, planning to roll the transfer as well for game week 3. Yeah, there are, I think, people that have done well this first game week are going to roll most of their transfers if they haven't had a Kane in their team and they want to transfer to Haaland, which I'm a bit criticism against that, but I'll speak about that in a minute. And Bazman says, I did Kane to Haaland. All right, so I just want to say something about this because I've seen a lot of this happening. Is it a waste of a transfer if you have Kane and then go into Haaland? Because this is
a big talking point.
Yeah, because if you think about it, if Kane did get a return, you most likely wouldn't have transferred him out, obviously, for Haaland, who might not have got a return. Let's say it's the reversed perspective on that.
Yeah, it's interesting. What's your thoughts on it anyway?
Because I don't think I would be swapping out Harry Kane for Haaland, despite Kane blanking against Southampton, Haaland getting a return against West Ham. I know that Haaland has Bournemouth next, but I just feel like it's a waste of a transfer if you pick Kane first.
I know what you mean. This was one of the reasons why we actually went with Haaland in the first place, because I don't really like the idea of booking in a transfer. So that's why I went with Haaland. And I said to myself, if Haaland doesn't score against West Ham, I'm keeping Haaland no matter what for Bournemouth. Whereas Kane, if Kane did score today, let's say Kane got 2 goals against Southampton yesterday, would we have swapped him to Haaland? I don't think so. I think we just hold on to Kane. So yeah, it is mad the way it works, but yeah, fair play, like whatever decision you guys want to make. But yeah, I probably would have tried to hold on to Kane if I had him. But the problem is when you see Haaland got a brace and he's got Bournemouth next, it's very hard to do that
Yeah, because
because
it is
can you
kind of
hold your nerve kind of thing.
chasing. Yeah, because it's like you're kind of chasing points if you're doing that sort of move as well. Because obviously
Mm,
Kane blanking and Haaland getting a return, it kind of feels like you're chasing a player. Like with Zinchenko transfers coming in, because he got a return. A lot of people are bringing him in for game week 2. It's sort of chasing the points. So you kind of want to go for a player that hasn't really had a return that is expected to get one to make more benefit from it. Because if you go for
mm.
one that has already had the benefit, you've missed out already.
Yeah, I think there's also that worry about the price rise. Is Haaland rising in price as well probably tonight? So which maybe is giving people some FOMO and getting onto the players. You know, if you've not got Haaland, maybe today changes that for some managers. FPL fees, he says, I bought in Iverson for Sanchez before he gets a price rise. Brighton have good fixtures coming up. VVV says, regretting putting cash in, panic
Ooh.
pick with news Perisic wasn't likely to start. I actually had Perisic in my team as well, but I downgraded Perisic to Ruben Diaz. And I thought, you know, it's just boring. It's a boring pick, Ruben Diaz, but I thought, you know what? He's nailed. He plays for Man City, probably the best defense in the league. He's going to keep a clean sheet. So I just thought I'd bring Diaz in. For me, Diaz is a placeholder at the moment for a for a Perisic potentially or a Chilwell. We did get a penalty. He won the penalty, didn't he, on the weekend?
Yeah, he won the penalty. He got the assist for that penalty too for Pulisic scoring
Mm,
it. But I think with Matty Cash, that's very unfortunate because he was highly owned. He was over 20% of owners
mm.
had Matty Cash. So I feel bad for those who had him because it was expected to be better than losing 2-0 against
Yeah,
Bournemouth.
I wasn't completely sold on Matty Cash. I don't know if I mentioned to you, I didn't understand why there was so much hype surrounding Matty. He was over 20% ownership, and I just thought Aston Villa. I'm still not sold on Villa. Like, and I said that in preseason. I just think I'm not sure what to expect from Villa this season. I think they could struggle. Obviously, they did end up losing to Bournemouth, and we'll have to wait and see with Villa. But I'm not a fan of Villa at the moment. I just think I don't really know what I'm going to get with them, kind of thing. So I'll have to wait and see. Maybe give them a few more weeks to see how they do. But the first game, didn't look good. If I'm being honest.
I was surprised that Watkins was benched. Like he didn't come on.
Oh yeah, Danny Ings started, didn't he?
Yeah, I started over Watkins. I was like, wow, it's
Yeah,
not a usual sight to see Watkins benched.
yeah. Also, did Tyrone Mings start anyone? I didn't watch the game, but
Uh,
Tyrone Mings,
I think he was
obviously,
benched as well. I think.
yeah, because they made McGinn the captain, didn't he, Gerard? So yeah,
Yeah.
we'll have to see with Villa. They're I don't know what to expect from them this season, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Also, guys, I've got to mention, don't forget to smash the like button if you are enjoying the content, and also subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. We're close to 400 subs, and each one of your subscribes and likes, everything helps grow the channel. FPL Fiji says Bailey started for Watkins. Mings was on the bench. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mings did he kind of got stripped of the captaincy as well in preseason, which doesn't look good for that. But yeah, like we said, with Villa, I wasn't too keen on them anyway at the start. But yeah, Jordan, do you want to bring your team up as well for game week 2 next?
Yep, I can bring my team up and we can talk about that.
But yeah, guys, for anyone that has just joined the stream, welcome. We're just discussing literally what I plan to do for game week 2. I think I'm going to roll the transfer as of now. I don't feel like my team needs any transfers unless obviously we hear about any injuries midweek, which hopefully we don't.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
But yeah, Jordan, 4-4-2 again for you. Are you worried about Mahrez? Slightly. Will he start against Bournemouth? Is always a question now.
I mean, I might as well roll with it now that I've got him in, just to see, because I do expect him to play at least some matches that Man City have got, and they're pretty easy ones. Like they still got to play Bournemouth, who is next. They've still got Nottingham Forest in game week 5, and Crystal Palace and Aston Villa. So I hope he plays in Bournemouth and not in the Forest ones, because that will probably benefit him more in those fixtures. But I'm just going to see if Pep starts him in any of those fixtures that Man City have next, and if not, if he misses more than what he plays in the next,
If he misses Bournemouth, would you be tempted to take him out, or are you going to wait to see what happens against Bournemouth?
Yeah, I'll wait and see if he starts against Bournemouth. If not, I might be thinking other options to go for rather than Mahrez, if that's the case. But for the moment, I'll see what happens with Bournemouth. See if Pep starts him against them at home.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. I think that probably is the more sensible thing to do. Wait and see if Mahrez does play against Bournemouth. If he doesn't, you've always got Andreas on the bench, who does have Wolves. You got Nico as well. So maybe just wait and see how Mahrez does, because if Mahrez plays against Bournemouth, it could be very good for you. But yeah, other than that, anything else sticks out to you regarding your team? What's Trippier? He's got Brighton next, hasn't he?
Yeah, Trippier's got Brighton next. But I think after that, he might be benched because they obviously have Man City next, and that could be a bit tricky for Newcastle. So he might be swapped out for someone potentially, or transferred out. Either way, it's a wait and see for that. What I do with Trippier, if I keep hold of him and just bench him in between games,
Okay.
we'll have to see. But the rest of the team, like Mendy, I'm obviously going to keep him in, even though he's got Tottenham home. And obviously Trent, Cancelo, they're not going anywhere. Zinchenko, he's definitely staying in from that return he had. And obviously the price rise too. Bailey, he's a option later on that I might be tempted to get rid of, depending on how Aston Villa play in their next games against Everton, Crystal Palace, and West Ham. I think when we get to Arsenal, Man City, maybe then I'll start thinking about transferring him out for someone else from the fixture swing. And obviously Luis Diaz, he's obviously keeping him. He's not going anywhere. And then Salah's same. Jesus as well.
Yeah, I think the team looks good for next week. You can just roll probably like that and just wait and see, and then maybe make decisions on game week 3 and maybe make 1 or 2 changes there. That's pretty much similar to me, I guess. We're both kind of with the same thought process.
Yeah, I think most people in this position who have had a good game week like us will roll the transfer because there's not really anything needs changing in the team. And obviously, my captaincy is Haaland, and then vice captaincy is Salah.
Yep. Okay. We've got a comment here from Omar. He says, is it worth to transfer Kane to Haaland for 4 points? So for a hit. Could you not just do a straight swap for a free transfer? Do you need to take the hit? I'm not sure if it's worth it for a hit. And maybe it is. Because obviously Kane has Chelsea, where Haaland does have Bournemouth at home. So, you know, Kane, you could see Haaland getting a potential haul in that game, double-digit haul. I think if you want to captain Haaland, which I assume you do, I think it could be worth to take a hit if you're planning on captaining Haaland. But it's for a hit. I'm not so sure for a hit, because you could. I'll personally just try to get a free transfer and not do the other transfer. I'd just look to do the one Kane to Haaland if you really want Haaland and you're planning on captaining. I don't think it's worth bringing in players that you're not going to captain for a hit. Basically, that's just my opinion. What do you reckon, Jordan?
Yeah, I agree. I'm interested to know what the other transfer is that you're doing that's requiring a -4 hit, because it should be a straight swap from Harry Kane to Haaland because they're both the same price.
Yeah, let us know what other transfer you're planning to make, so we can give our thoughts on that one. Also, guys, if you've got any questions, do drop them in below. Obviously, this is a bit of a Q&A as well. So if you have any questions regarding your team, your lineup, or your thoughts, drop them in and we'll try our best to answer them, because it is also a Q&A. But yeah, both our teams, like we said, we're pretty happy with going with the rolling the transfer. And then game week 3, it looks a bit more interesting, where the decisions to potentially be made. But yeah, all in all, pretty good game week, I'd say. And I'm just glad FPL's back, football is back. And apart from the Liverpool score on the weekend, it was a good good weekend for me, really.
Yeah, I can't complain with the game week. Starting off with 78 points. I mean, with the rank as well, it's definitely my highest rank I've had in obviously fantasy. So that's good for me.
Got a comment here as well from FPL Feezy. Thoughts on Pedro Neto? I didn't watch the game or the full game of the Wolves, but I did see a clip of Pedro Neto when he done the 360 and he like beat 2 players. And from what I've heard, he looked very good. But maybe I do switch Bailey to Neto later down the line. But I do like Neto. Obviously, we know Wolves have good fixtures. And did they win on the weekend? Forgot. Like, been so many games.
I don't actually know. I know that Pedent's got a.
Yeah, no, they lost. Sorry, they lost 2-1. But from what I heard, Neto played pretty well. Let me know what you guys. But yeah, I like Neto, and I still think he's a good option at that 5.5 million price tag. There's not many other players. You know, there's another player that I did tweet out when he scored. If anyone watched the Leicester game today, Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall did get a goal today, and he was actually one that I think I was considering as well. Instead of going for Bailey, trying to be a bit different and maybe going for Dewsbury Hall. But I didn't stick him in, and yeah, he did score today. So I wish I went with Dewsbury Hall now.
That's how I kind of wish I went for Kulusevski instead of Mahrez.
Yeah. It's one of those, you can't get everything right, I guess, but
yeah, unfortunately.
But yeah, guys, if you've just joined the stream, also, guys, please don't forget to like on the stream and also comment on the stream. Like, if you are watching it back as well later on, do drop a comment because it really helps the video get seen more on YouTube. That's just the way the algorithm works. So yeah, don't forget to like and drop a comment even after you watch the video. Go back and do drop a comment if you can. And yeah, thank you to all the subscribers as well. I think Tendai has also subscribed to us, so thank you to him. And yeah, thank you to all the new subs.
Yeah, welcome to the channel.
But yeah, if anyone's got any questions, do drop them in. We'll probably wrap the stream up soon. But anything else you want to chat about? Let's quickly talk about, you know, the players that are being transferred in highly. Like, I'm going to look at the transfers right now. And I'm just seeing Darwin Nunez is someone we'll quickly talk about because he's had 105,000 transfers in already. Now, what did you make of Nunez? I don't know if you watched the Liverpool game, but obviously Nunez come on. He did change the game. He looked very threatening in the short amount of time he did play. Do you think he comes into our thoughts?
He will come into the thoughts. I don't think now is the best time to welcome Nunez into the team because obviously with Nunez being a forward, the only real swap you got for him is either Jesus or Haaland, and it's 2 players you don't really want to swap for Nunez at the moment just because of the fixtures that Jesus and Haaland do have. I know that Liverpool's ones aren't difficult as well, but I feel like with Nunez, you kind of have to wait on him because he's not a player that will start always in the team because he did come off the bench in that game. Yeah. And he's sort of he kind of started off like how Luis Diaz did when he first came to Liverpool. He started on the bench and then eventually he earned his place into the starting 11 for Liverpool. I think for Nunez, he's got to follow the same path as Luis Diaz and just earn his position in Liverpool. But in terms of bringing him in for your team, I do think it's a bit early. I think later on down the line, no doubt Nunez will become an option as a forward in your team. But for now, I think you just have to wait for him.
Yeah. Also, I was going to say, do you see a scenario where we play 3 up front with Jesus, Haaland, and Darwin and go like a 4-3-3 or even a 3-4-3? Like, because there are a lot of good fours. You know, Mitrovic got 2 goals, Haaland got 2 goals, Darwin got a goal and an assist. Callum Wilson, who I did say, like, I rate him, like, I think he's a good option for game week 1. He also scored. There's a few strikers that on the radar, and you know, maybe there's options though this year. I think last year, you know, if anyone did play, you know, there was points where there was no strikers available. All you had was Harry Kane, and then obviously Ronaldo, Lukaku, all of them, they didn't really live up to expectation that we thought this year obviously looks like a lot more interesting in terms of attacking options so far. I know it's only game week 1, but looks like there's a lot more choice this year.
Yeah, I do think 3-4-3 will become an option to have in your team. It will require, though, maybe 2 transfers and a hit to bring in Nunez, because obviously he is 9 million, isn't he?
Yeah,
In
9 mil.
price. So he is expensive to bring in. And with most teams, to have a third forward up front, it will require some sacrifices in the defence and midfield to bring Nunez in. A lot of downgrading will be required from, I'll say, at least 2 players from either the mid or forward middle defence positions. But yeah, I do think it becomes an option. It's just tricky though, because with Trent, Salah, and people that have Luis Diaz or another Liverpool player in the third position to sacrifice for him.
Yeah, fair enough. Obviously, most of us already have a third Liverpool spot. Like, most people have Diaz or Robertson in that spot, so you'll have to take one of them out to get Nunez in. So maybe on like a wild card when we do decide to wild card, maybe Darwin becomes a serious option then in like game week 8, game week 9 potentially. But yeah, looking at the most highly owned players, I think Zinchenko is another one. I'm just seeing how many he's got 239,000 transfers in already ahead of game week 2, which is he's going to rise in price, I think, tonight probably.
Yeah, he's had 30,000 more than earlier on.
Yep. So. Harry Kane also has had let me just bring Harry Kane up, because I think he's had quite a few transfers out as well. Just to be exact, he's had 304,000 transfers out for Harry Kane.
Wow.
I'm assuming they're all flocking to Haaland. Haaland's had 343,000 transfers in already as well.
That kind of makes balance.
Yeah. So most people, I guess, switching from about 300,000 so far. That will obviously rise the closer we get to deadline for game week 2. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Let us know what you guys' thoughts are regarding the Kane Haaland thing. The Darwin, does Darwin become an option for you guys? Because he does look very good. And when he came on, obviously got the goal and the assist as well. Obviously, sorry, didn't answer his Spaghetti's question. Would you recommend doing hits if ever? I don't think there's nothing wrong with taking hits. You know, hits do pay off sometimes. I think the best time to take a hit probably, you know, if you are stuck, maybe the player you want to bring in. Let's say you want to bring in a Haaland this week, and you know you want to captain him. Maybe it could be worth the hit, because I think you can kind of justify it if you're planning on captaining the player that you're looking to bring in. But yeah, hits definitely can pay off. I've seen last season, even when I took hits, they did end up paying off. But always, you got to be careful. You don't want to be taking -8s, -12s like every week. You know, it's just one of those. But yeah, it's nothing wrong with taking hits, I don't think. But you've got to be on obviously the right time. Lulian says hello in the chat. Hello, mate. Hope you're well.
Hello.
But yeah, if anyone else got any questions, do drop them in, and we'll probably wrap the stream up very soon. And yeah, we'll be back again. When's the next video, Jordan?
Probably, I'll say midweek, maybe Wednesday.
We'll have to do our buy, sell, hold, ignore video. So a transfer tips video will be out probably Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll probably go live again 7 o'clock UK time. So do join us for that one. We'll probably tweet a link out just so you don't miss it. Guys, do follow us on Twitter at the FPL Duo, where we will tweet out the link. We do plan to go live, I think, probably Tuesday, but we're not 100% sure at the moment, but we'll let you know on Twitter. And yeah, Jordan, we'll probably wrap it up here. Is there anything else you'd like to add regarding Game Week 2 or anything you want to talk about?
There's probably one more talking point, and that's probably the Leicester goalkeeper, Ward, who their game obviously was 2-2 against Brentford. And I know a lot of people did go for both goalkeepers for Leicester to see who was going to start in that match. But I did mention before that it might have been a mistake going for it, as they conceded 2 goals, and therefore people lost out on return from that game. Obviously, we're going for 2 Leicester goalkeepers, so there is that issue now, because you probably have to stick with Ward if you did bring him in for your team. Well,
I've gone with Ward, but he's on my bench. I've gone with Ramsdale and Ward, so I prefer. I think the 2 Leicester goal is obviously it was a bit risky because I don't really trust the Leicester defense, to be honest. How many clean sheets can they usually keep? And that was my worry with Leicester. I don't really see them keeping many clean sheets, and that's why I just thought I'd get Ward in as my backup. So I've always got points on the bench, and even some weeks if Ramsdale plays, let's say Liverpool or Man City, I'll probably just play Ward those weeks.
Yeah, that's why it was better for players to bring him in as a second playing goalkeeper rather than a main one now, because Leicester aren't expected to keep many clean sheets. I mean, from that Brentford game, it didn't look like they were keeping a clean sheet, and there we go. They drew 2-2.
Yeah. All right. We will wrap it up here, guys. It's been a good stream. Thanks for everyone that has joined. Thanks to everyone that subscribed to us recently as well. Thanks for all your comments and your engagement. It's been a good stream. Also, guys, do not forget, as always, if you can, please drop a like on the stream and subscribe. We're trying to get to 400 subscribers, and I think we are quite close. I don't know. I haven't checked, but yeah, we are going to wrap it up here. We hope you've enjoyed the stream, and yeah, hopefully you all got green arrows this week. You don't really go up, but hopefully you've got a decent score that you're happy with, and yeah, we will see you again midweek. And yeah, that's it from me and Jordan. We'll see you next week. And yeah, guys, FPL is back, and yeah, we're content going to be rolling out again, and I hope to see you on the next video. So that's it from me and Jordan. Take care, guys, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, have a good week, guys. Take care.
Peace.